Hey tankers, and welcome back to World of Tanks with PR154, and we are on El Halluf, and we're in the Tier 7 Chinese light tank WZ-131. This is one I'm actually grinding through at the moment, although I can't imagine why. I've really not enjoyed this line so far, and I'm not all that convinced of that the destination is exactly the best place to be either. Nevertheless, here we are. We are top tiered. Tier 7s over 6s, and we've got a job to do. Specifically, Union-7 for the Chimera. So what we need to do is destroy an SPG, having spotted and damaged said SPG. We also need to win, and we also need to survive. Now, I started off going to one of my favourite places to head on this map, trying to win the southern corner and then start taking some initiative by pushing up the hill. Now, this rarely works as an exercise if you're going solo, particularly if multiple enemy tanks also decide to make the move. Ideally, when I push this line, it's really nice if I can get at least one friendly medium tank to come with me. In this case, we've had the AMD 178B, the Tier 6 French wheeled vehicle, also making a few gains through the mid there, and that's been able to draw a bit of enemy fire, and certainly has given us a bit of a reprieve from the enemy T-34-85M that had also contested the mid. You can see, so this now gives us access to the enemy base. We've been able to clear out defenders in the mid. Normally you're a bit worried about tank destroyers deploying from here, but fortunately we didn't seem to receive too much abuse from that quarter this time around. Had a cheeky kill on the KV2, but it's certainly one less 152mm threat that we'll have to deal with later in the game. Heading up the hill, we're not 100% sure what's up there. If the enemy were wishing to make a determined counterattack, now would actually be the time. But there doesn't appear to be too many of them at all. We identify an enemy Hellcat immediately above us. Fortunately, we are reasonably well supported. The Dicker Max in particular is actually relocated to a point that whatever I spot up here is going to end up in its draw range, and so that's going to work out in our favour very much. We're going to be able to collect the spotting damage there, and there we go. We've been able to spot that enemy self-propelled gun, and that's been able to catch our first primary condition. Now, if we can knock it out, that'll be the second. And there we go, that is our first and second primary conditions met. Now we have to win, and now we have to survive. Of course, this Hellcat obviously has its own ideas about whether or not I survive this particular battle, but fortunately, again, our teammates have deployed to support our push up here. Where the VK-3002D is here, very popular position for tank destroyers to take. Unfortunately, not often very useful for you when you're trying to make that climb and you've just crested the top here. That often enemy vehicles end up being just a little bit too far out of range, and you have to run back off the hill. And this could have spelt the end of us there, but fortunately, the slope prevailed. We're able to get back on track. Alright, so we've been able to escape immediate danger. There is a considerable numerical advantage that we have in this end of the game. The enemy team had committed quite a bit of their force up into the hills in the middle here, and had done so without a lot of success. So fortunately, they've lost a lot of vehicles, they've lost a lot of hit points. We've also been able to sort of take the initiative through the south here and really put them under pressure in this situation as well. We're grateful for our self-propelled gun support. Once this T-34-85M is dislodged, then we'll be free to roam up the top as well. But not that there's too much to hunt down at the moment. They really only have a Stura Mill, an AMX-12T, and a T-34-85M left. But certainly we don't want to find ourselves in a situation where we're making silly mistakes and not surviving this battle, because there's no reason for us not to survive this one and come away with the honours condition. Knocking this mission over can be a little bit fortuitous in that it's reliant on taking either a Russian or Chinese vehicle and getting it into the enemy backline to the point that you can start engaging self-propelled guns. This is traditionally a sort of area where your wheeled vehicles will tend to excel with deep penetration runs, but we've been able to come away with that one today. So there's a victory for us. Let's take a quick look at the results. So a bit of a ruffle stomp there, folks, but we picked up a personal campaign mission out of it, so I'm not going to be too picky about that result. For our efforts, we picked up a level 2 mastery badge, no epic or battle heroes medals, but a couple of badges of merit. We got the bruiser medal for damaging enemy vehicle modules or crew members at least 5 times in the course of the battle, and the fire for effect medal for causing more damage to enemy vehicles than the hit points of our vehicle. In this case, we've accounted for at least 1900 hit points worth of damage, and we've been able to destroy 3 enemy vehicles in the course of combat. Interestingly, we didn't pick up a hell of a lot of spotting damage. We had spotted quite a few enemy vehicles, but that hadn't translated into a lot of spotting damage in the course of this battle. But that's alright. It's a light tank, it has a gun, and it will use it. Having a look at the team scores, we have placed top by experience, but I think everyone did quite well this battle. They'd fought quite a tough contest in the hills in the upper left part of the map, and ultimately being able to overwhelm the enemy team quite considerably there. There's quite a few high damage takers on the enemy team, but ultimately just a few too many tanks letting them down this time around, it would appear. Having a look at the detailed report, this was a marginally profitable game, thanks in large part to battle payments from the Fiddy clan, thank you very much. But there were a few things going against us. We did have to fire a few heat rounds at the T-34-85M, just the standard stuff was not biting, and we did very much need to survive that battle for our honours condition. And we're also running a 6th Sense directive. This was still a developing crew, and it's super irresponsible to be running light tanks like the WZ-131 without some sort of 6th Sense coverage. So even having to run a directive to achieve it is absolutely what you should be doing. And so we're pretty happy with that. We got a Union-7 Personal Campaign mission for the Chimera knocked over with honours. And if you've got a replay that you're happy with and you'd like to share with the community, please reach out over Discord or into the links below, and we'll do our best to sort you out. In the meantime, please check out the About section of our YouTube page. We do have the community submission guidelines there if you'd like to review that against what you'd like to send. In the meantime, take care out there.